I was dealing with being, I don't want to say something crazy and like make my parents sound bad, but there was a time when I was accidentally overdosed on my prescription medication.
For your BPD?
Yeah, and like antidepressants and bipolar and stuff like that.
What do you mean accidentally?
Well, CPS came and asked my mother, how could you accidentally, overdose your child? And like, I don't remember exactly what it was, but say like, they were like, throughout the week, she needs to take 5 pills twice a day. She was like, I thought it was 5 pills every 2 hours for 10, whatever. And they're like, how could you think that? Like
5
she just
pills every 2
well,
hours.
I don't remember the exact number, but whatever the number was, she used the same numbers, but in the wrong order in hours or whatever. But like I don't know. The CPS didn't know either. They didn't understand. I didn't understand, but it was an accident. And
to be fair, I mean, it
and she was like, I've never had to do this before.
Yeah.
Like, so it was an accident.
Yeah.
And I believe it was an accident. My mother said it was an accident, so it was an accident. But it caused me to have my first seizure. And it was a whole thing. Like I was at school, and you know how they have these really loud bells to dismiss you to the next class? Mm-hmm. Like they're so obnoxiously loud that even if you're asleep, they're gonna wake you up.
Through the whole school.
I'm on my desk, like face in the desk, just knocked out. And I remember the math teacher I had at the time, she was really upset with me because she thought I was just like falling asleep in her class and I didn't care about my work and blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden I hear, like we're supposed to be transitioning to the next class, and I hear like this group of adults behind me. And then I hear like one of the counselors, she's like, oh no, that's Simone, don't touch her, move, like her mom has her on medication, da 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 da. And I'm like, what? So she takes me, I remember I get to her office, and like she has all these beautiful decorative pillows on like her chairs and stuff, and I'm like pulling them down, like trying to lay on the ground. She's like, no, Simone, please get up. And I can't, my body just can't get up. And she's like, Simone, I need you to get up. And I'm like, no. And I'm like taking her pillows because I know my body has to hit the floor. So she's like calling my mom, and she's like really concerned and scared for me. And my mom comes, and she not only picks me up, but she picks my brother up too. And she brings us home, and she goes back to work. So I'm home alone with my brother. Me and him aren't close at the time. Around that time, I probably shaved my head for the first time. Like, I'm a shit show. Like, I'm a freak. Like, my brother doesn't talk to me. Like, I'm on these meds. I'm losing my mind. And I go downstairs, and there's, like, leftovers in the fridge. We got, like, beans and rice. I'm like, bet, I'm not going to starve. I'm so hungry. And I try to eat. And, you know, like, when you do things, it's your body responding to your brain. Like, I'm moving my hands because my brain is telling me to. Like when you chew, like your tongue moves and things like that. Like I put the food in my mouth and nothing is responding. Like my tongue, I can't swallow. So I'm just sitting there like an idiot, like trying to dig it out, because even to spit, you have to use your tongue, and my tongue's not responding to my brain. And like my jaw starts locking, and like things start swelling, and I'm like freaking out. I call my mom. And they work really hard, you know, they've worked really hard our whole life for everything we've ever had. Mm-hmm. So she's annoyed with me at the time, and I don't know why. She's like, oh my God, Simone, if you need to call the ambulance, just do it. And I'm like, okay. So it gets to a point to where my brother has to call the ambulance. I remember my brother's in my room, and he's on the phone with 911. I'm like trying to talk, and I sound so stupid. I'm like, he's like, excuse me, 1 second. He's like, can you be quiet? I'm trying to help you. And I'm like, okay. And by the time the paramedics get there, I cannot make this up. I remember another white woman, blonde hair. She goes, what are you doing? And I don't know what she's talking about. And I look over to the mirror in my room, and my tongue is like spasming out of my mouth. Like the bitch was really flattered. Like, what do you mean? What am I doing? Like, I don't even know what I'm doing. Yeah. So then she goes, oh, I know what this is. You're having an epileptic seizure, and which I don't even know if that's true or not, because I was conscious and I can remember her saying all this stuff. But the bitch just knew. She just knew what was going on. And she's like, can you get me her medication? Like, she's talking to my brother. So he like goes to get my medication.
Which is not for epilepsy.
No, she just wants to see what I take.
Oh, okay.
Because she's swearing like her niece has the same problem for medication and blah, 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 blah. So anyways, they end up rolling me out on the damn stretcher. And at the time, they have this thing called an after-school bus. So it's like everyone's getting dropped off. And I'm already like I said, I've shaved my head. I used to self-harm. Like, I was really troubled around this time. So everybody's just like, we love you, Simone. It's going to be okay. They don't think I tried to kill myself because I'm covering my mouth so they can't see that, like, my tongue is doing this weird thing on its own. So I'm just like, just being wheeled out with my hands over my mouth.
This is like an hours-long seizure for you.
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember it.
Yeah.
I don't remember it. It was really bad. And then when I got into the ambulance, she gave me something. She put something in me. And I remember I started freaking out. I was like, it burns, it burns. And she was like, no, you just think it does. But I'm like, no, bitch, it burns. And then it kind of stopped and it went away. And she was like, it's just your mind. Like, just relax. And I'm like, okay. And I did. And then, like I said, I got to the hospital and stuff. And my parents had to come. And the thing about it that made it so strange is, one thing I can say about my parents is they've never had an argument in front of me, like to this day, or a disagreement or anything. But that day when it happened, I remember my dad was just like, he looked at my mom and he was like, how? And I'm like, you know, now I'm paranoid. I'm like, did you try to kill me? But I don't think she did. I think it was an honest mistake. And yeah, but shortly after that, I ran away from home. And yeah, I remember like months later.
You said that because that story made me completely forget what we were talking about. Okay, so you get to San Antonio and you're with that girl. Did they take you
rest her
somewhere
soul,
else?
rest her soul, bro. It was so bad. I'm gonna be careful because I don't know. I know you have to like this goes on Instagram, but basically when I was trafficked, it was so bad that the customers, most of them would walk into the room and like be so freaked out because I didn't look like an adult. I didn't look like a willing participant. Right. I didn't look like, it would be so bad that most people had enough common sense, empathy, sympathy for a child that they would put the money down and leave because it looked like exactly what it was. Like, this is like, I came in here for an escort. This is a child. Like, this is like a runaway. She looks like it. She doesn't look like she's ready to do anything. Like, she's just sitting there. Like, and not everyone was like that. Not everyone. There was others that would just be like, "Are you okay?" And I just be like, "Mm-hmm." And I didn't see any of that money. You know. Fast forward. That young lady that I went with, we're gonna call her. Oh, I wish I could say her name. I'll give her first name. We're gonna call her Ashley. Ashley was on like drugs or something and was arguing with them and ended up running outside butt naked. That's how the police ended up coming for us. We were at a motel in San Antonio. And Ashley at the time was 17, which is the legal age in Texas. They can't take you or bring you back if you don't want to go back. Me, I was 16 at the time. My birthday is the day after Valentine's Day, so it was like the 13th of February. And they came to get me. Now, even though I was in a fucked up situation, I didn't want to go back home because of just what I was dealing with at home.
You thought that would be worse? Or? And
I also thought my dad was going to fucking beat the shit out of me. Like,
because of you ran away?
Yeah. Okay. I really thought that. And that's not what ended up happening. But I really believed, you know, because in my household, you know, being whooped for discipline was normal. So I was like, you're going to get your ass handed to you, like, when you get home. Like, that's all I could think about. And you're going to be on fucking medication. So they came, and at first I gave them a fake name. I remember I told them my name was Maria Vasquez. And then he goes, spell that. And I was like, Vasquez. And he was like, spell your last name again? And I was like, Vasquez. And he was just like, again, if the customers knew I was a child, he knew he was looking at a child. Mm-hmm. I didn't look like an adult. And like I said, at the time, I was so troubled. I probably had marks on my arms. I probably had a raggedy ass wig on because I didn't shave my head, and some sloppy makeup. And he found me because they threw me in the bathroom with a dog. They had a dog, and I remember when the police wanted to come in, I'm getting the chills. When the police wanted to come in, they were like, there's a dog in there. They're like, it's fine, we're good. And so they opened the door. Of course, the dog was friendly. The dog wasn't trying to do anything to them. And I'm just sitting there. And they're like, that's when they asked me for my name and stuff. I lied about my name, my age, and everything. I said I was Maria Vasquez and I was 18 years old. So he starts digging through my stuff. I can't make this up, y'all. I also used to be a part of a cult that I didn't realize was a cult. It was a small church congregation. But anyone that was a part of it can tell you it was a cult. We let these people run our lives, make us feel guilty for anything and everything we did. But it was just a church. It was just a small little church.
All right, y'all. So look, we just dropped a Patreon. That means access to this full interview early and other few interviews like it, as well as essentially an apprenticeship from me digitally. Now this Patreon is gonna have 2 tiers. The starter tier is gonna come with early access to full videos, behind the scenes content, tattoo and piercing quick tip, ad-free content, as well as information recommendation. That means any book, ebook, YouTube video, course, whatever I come across, what helps me is gonna help you. Now the second tier, that's only for the hustlers. That's gonna have access to everything I just mentioned, as well as in-depth tattoo videos with technique voiceovers. These are not time lapses. This is full 2, 3, 4 hours, however long it takes me to tat, you're gonna see all of it. We're also gonna have my Piercing 101 guide that's already up, my Piercing 102 guide that's on the way. I'm gonna drop the gems for the entrepreneurs. I'm gonna have things for clothing lines, manufacturers, how to speak with them, etc. I might even do some personal critiques for those trying to be tattoo artists. Be on the lookout for that. Subscribe to the channel and subscribe to the Patreon.